All right, what's up, y'all? I'm officially back at home. We made it back at it was almost like 2:30 a.m. this morning. Luckily, I put in a 4-day pass, so I had today off, and I think we may have tomorrow's off as well as a part of the 4-day. I got a little bit more time to relax, recover, everything I need to do. After running this freaking marathon, my legs are in a lot of pain. Mostly right now, my quads are. But I just wanted to share my experience running the marathon with y'all before I close the video out. I don't know if that's a lot of noise for y'all. Nah. But yeah, it was an extremely great experience, and I was happy to be a part of it. It was good and bad. A couple of the bad things were that, yes, I completed it. That was my goal, to complete it. But I completed it in about 5 hours. Total running time, well, running and walking, because I ended up having to walk some of it. But it was just over 5 hours, so 5:20. But based off my chip time, it said 5:39. And that's after all the stops, trying to hydrate and stuff like that. Some of that stuff I didn't factor in. I knew I was gonna stop a few times here and there, possibly have to use the bathroom and stuff like that, which I did quite frequently. But the main thing that really got me was when I got to miles 17, 18, I started to cramp and lock up really, really bad. Despite the nutrition I had packed with me, I had my gels, I had water, I had my electrolyte pills, all that stuff. It was just it was so hard to keep going. And I'm only mad at myself because the mentality was there to run the distance. My heart rate, my breathing, everything was perfectly fine. And I was I felt well conditioned to run the race. But my legs was no. My legs was it started off on my right side, my back calf. It just kept locking up. I had to call my wife, tell her meet me at this point. I need some Gatorade, I need some Pedialyte, something. So I got that at miles 1 through 15-ish were super easy. But also prior to that, the farthest I had ran on my own was 15 miles. So it was a lot to factor in. Those miles were pretty good, and then when I got to about 17 to 23, that was rough. After getting that Gatorade, I felt a whole lot better, so I was able to push to the 23. And then when I met her again at the 23 mark, I had a little bit of Pedialyte to try to push through the last 3 miles, which was extremely even tougher because my legs I just didn't have the legs for it. Then my quads were starting to lock up really, really bad, so I kept having to do walk runs. So I would walk a little bit, try to stretch it out, and then start back running slowly. So I had eventually finished, and I came in. It said 5 hours, 39 minutes. So I know it's a tough feat, and I know I don't want to sound like I'm ungrateful, because I'm blessed to even be able to complete the run, to be able to run in general. Extremely blessed. I was just upset at myself because I felt so good, but my legs felt so bad, so I couldn't keep up with what I was trying to do. And but I feel like I probably should have ate a little bit more prior to the run. I just didn't want to get too full and then have to go out there and run. So I just made sure I had my gels and all that stuff with me prior to stepping off. So I feel like that could have played a big factor into the whole thing. I probably didn't have enough carbohydrates inside of me prior to stepping off. and I probably could have pushed it a little bit harder because I wanted to start off slow like I always do, and then on that back end I was gonna try to speed up a little bit more. But obviously that went backwards because my legs got from underneath me, so I wasn't able to push past that. I did like how the race was set up. I was hating it at the end though, because they put 2 hills right at the end before the finish line. And I was like, fuck, where's the finish line at? Because it kept telling me I was finished and I wasn't finished because I hadn't crossed the finish line. And it was, all in all, it was extremely fun to be a part of. I was just, like I said, just upset at myself because I felt like I left so much on the table, but I honestly really didn't have a choice because it got to the point where my legs were like locking up completely. So I was like, I can't quit. I have to keep pushing. So whoever that was, walking, crawling, whatever I had to do, I got there and I finished it. So it's been sticking on my mind ever since I ran and stuff. And you know, I know I'm gonna take this as a lesson learned and use it for my next race whatever marathon I end up doing, whether it's this one or if it's another marathon going on. I want to make sure that I train and do everything I'm supposed to do as great as possible so I can have an even better outcome, possibly without stops and stuff like that. But it's kind of unrealistic because, you know, things happen. Like, if you think about it on a day-to-day basis, like if you was, like I started off, I was running 5 miles like a day. So you do 5 miles, that's in 5 days, that's 25 miles. But you go out and run a marathon, that's 26.2 in just one go. So looking at it like that, it's like, all right, this is like an ultimate like endurance event, like a test of will, like everything, like the mentality, all that stuff plays a factor into when you're doing stuff like this. And I'm proud. All in all, I'm proud to have been a part of that. The Anchorage Mayor's Marathon. This was the 50th anniversary of it. I hope to be able to do another one hopefully next year. I hope, like, whatever marathons or anything that come about, I kind of got an itch to do them now because I want to be able to get better. And once, like I was telling my wife, once my body feels how a certain amount of mileage feels like, when I go back to it again, I'll have that muscle memory kick in, and I probably would be able to continue to push knowing that I've done it before. So that's another thing I'm eager to see in the future. Like when I did my first half marathon, I did it in no stops, but I was like, my legs were dying after. But when I did the half, when I got to a half marathon on this marathon, you know, I felt completely fine. Like I was ready to keep going. So the body is weird, you know. You experience, I think after experiencing this mileage and then I go back to it, it'll, not saying it won't hurt because I'm hurting right now, but I'll be able to do it better, more efficiently than it was this time. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this little this marathon, this little vlog that I put together. Please keep in tune with the channel. You know, I'll be posting more and more content, fitness stuff, running, all that good stuff. Until next time, it's your boy Trey TG, and I'm out. Peace.